Oh, yeah, we're live.
I think we are. Okay, I think we're live. This is Katrina Sawa, the Jumpstart Your Biz coach with jumpstartyourbiznow.com and Jumpstart Publishing. And if you don't know this woman, then you've been living under a rock because she is like an extraordinary high performance business coach for women, and she holds events. I was just at her event a week ago in Arizona. And oh my gosh, and she's coming to speak again for the third time. I think this will be the third time, no, second time at my event. And I was at the third time at your event.
Yeah.
So Colleen Beggs, everyone.
Hi, Katrina, my good friend in California,
Oh,
Northern California.
we're good friends. We just don't get to see each other very often in person, at least.
Like 2 to 3 times a year. We've been doing pretty good.
We have been because
Yeah.
we're having events. So
Yeah.
why do you want to come to this conference that we're having in January? Because you want to come, number one, hang out with us because we're
Yep.
super fun and cool. And number two, because this is where the magic happens. We're good friends because we've kept in touch virtually and now we're doing things in person a couple times a year. We
Hmm.
each fly. Okay. So, like, this is so important to the growth of our businesses moving
Yeah.
forward. I was thinking about it in the last week, and I don't know, I'd love your thoughts. Like, I was looking at my database. My database is like sleeping. They're sleeping, some of them,
Mm.
because I think people are getting too many emails. They're not paying attention to their emails. They're too distracted in so many other places. They might be paying attention to social media inboxes, but email really is where it's more efficient to send to your entire list a message, right? Instead of one by one private
Yeah.
messaging on social media. So hopefully those of you out here are not experiencing the same thing, but I'm kind of experiencing this with my database. So I'm having to do more in person, get more in front of people's faces, get more memorable when I do that, so that I have a lot of warmer potential prospects in the mix. Um, because
This is the perfect subject for us to talk about because for the time I'll be on your stage when I come in January, it's all about your network is your net worth. And you're saying that right now. My network isn't producing my net worth, which
Mhm.
it should. Your network should. And I know that you've made some great connections in Arizona. Those women are flying over to California. When I was in California last year or earlier this year in January, I reconnected with some amazing women I hadn't seen in a long time. And when you and I were in Vegas the year before that, I reconnected with some other ladies I hadn't seen in a long time. So there's so many phases of your network. And I think those phases, and I was thinking, this is the first time, and you and I have talked about this a lot, that I was thinking that maybe some of your people that are on your newsletter have just phased out. Like they're not they're not growing their businesses anymore. Maybe they've walked away from them, so they're not checking that email anymore. I would say that if you venture out and say, hey, if you want to be removed, or if you're not active, or you don't respond, or you don't click on this to remain on the list, then you're going to be removed. And then that way, you're going to get a better open rate, a more active list. So I think that there are people in our network that phase out over time. I say everyone's in our life for a season and a reason. I feel like I did the Empower and Elevate conferences. You did the Business Reimagined conference during a season for a reason, is why we started it. There were so many women that were lacking that for me physical connection. And as I was meeting them around the valley, I needed a way to bring them all together because it was taking me so much time to
Yeah.
try and introduce each individual person that I was like, hey, if I could bring them all together and bring them under one roof, they could make the magic happen and introduce each other. So mine is a business conference, but I really focus on connecting the women because when you build your network of highly engaged people, these are women and men that are not only opening doors for you, they're adding to what I would call your social capital. They're increasing that social capital by being a friend, feeding your soul. They're feeding you in a way that is helping you create more opportunity. They're opening doors, they're making introductions. Maybe there's someone you hire, maybe there's someone that they introduce you to that hires you. So that's how that social capital works for me and for many of us. We rely on that. And because we rely on that, like you're talking about today, all of those connections, when you come to Arizona, you're making new connections, but you're nurturing current connections. And then
Right.
that nurturing process is why I fly out to in January. I create deeper connections with individuals, and then you become top of mind, which
Yeah.
means now they're dropping your names in rooms, in conversations, on Zoom when you're not around. So the work is being done in your favor, kind of behind your back in a way that you want it to happen. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm coming to talk on your stage. That to me is the most important thing in business. If you don't have the right people, the right connections, the right engagement, you can't get traction. There's no traction to be had there.
And I've been saying it forever, like you always gotta get in front of more people more often and in more
Yes.
ways, right? More people more often, more ways. So most people who are not seeing enough success in their business, they're not talking to enough people
Mm-hmm.
to find the ones who are gonna say yes and who raise their hand to work with you, right? So you need to up the number of people you're talking to and not just online. And I mean, I have 5,000 friends. And so but when I post something, the 5,000 friends don't see that. It
Mm-hmm.
might be a couple hundred. I don't even know. So, like, we can't rely on that. We have to get in person. And plus, it is faster. It is faster to have a deeper connection with
Yeah.
somebody when you are in the same room with them in person. They can't just click off their screen and go away, right? This is why I'm doing my event. This is why you're doing yours. This is why I'm actually thinking of bringing a separate event next year as well. So
Yeah.
just more in person.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, is I think the goal of moving forward in this marketplace.
Last year, I posted something. A client had said to us I do a weekly client kind of motivational call on Mondays, and with my clients, and she said my pastor over the weekend said that we're drowning in content and starving for connection. And when she said that, I have taken that with me, and it felt like the truth when she said it. Like I said, that's exactly it. I couldn't put my finger on it or say it so eloquently as your pastor did, but it's exactly that. People are really drowning in content and they're starving for connection. It doesn't matter what content you're pumping out if you've not connected with that person. They're just going to kind of glaze over it. There's got to be a connection that you created somewhere along the way. That old number of it takes 8 times of impressions or touches on someone is more like 28 now,
That's
because
funny you
it's
said that. It used to be 7, that because I've been in marketing all my life. So
yeah.
it was 7. And I've been saying 28 for the last 12 years. Like, so it's probably more like 35 now. But yes, I've literally been saying that number 28 touches or
Yeah.
connection points. But that includes like a voicemail on Facebook Messenger. It includes a private message on LinkedIn. It includes a voicemail on someone's phone, a
They
text,
scrolled and saw you on
email.
Instagram. They saw a
Yeah.
post of yours on LinkedIn, like all
Yeah.
these things that we're doing. And you're right. We don't need to kill ourselves getting out there everywhere, but we need to pick and choose where are the most important rooms for me to be in? Who are the people I need to be around? Where do I want to expand my influence to attract the right clients to me? Because without those clients, those buyers for the product or service that you have, you don't have a business. You just don't.
Yes. No.
And that's what it comes down to.
And yes to everything you just said. Plus, what are the skills I need to up level on?
Yeah.
Right. I find that marketing and sales are the two biggest skills that a lot of people avoid. They go
They're the only two you need in
and
any
that's
business,
all you need
actually.
to build a
Mhm.
huge business, right? Or a very profitable business, even if you don't want to work that hard,
Yeah.
is marketing and sales. Like you have to know how to convert somebody, and that convert word is horrible, but you have to know how to get someone to enroll into a program, product, or service. You have to have the confidence, frankly, to have high-end offers too,
Yeah.
because you will be able to give more access, more content, make a bigger impact with people, but also you deserve to be paid well for your time or your efforts. So too
Well,
many
it's no
people,
different than you
yeah,
going to apply for a job in corporate America and someone offered you $20,000 for the year and you were making 150 at the previous job, let's say the company you're working at. Would you take $20,000 a year? No, we'd all be like, no way. I'm worth way more than that. So why is it that for going after a W-2 paycheck, we can stand there and say, I'm worth way more than that. I should be paid $150,000 a year. Yet when we start our own businesses, and this is not me because I'm not in this space anymore at all. I used to be tied, my worth used to be tied to how much money I made in corporate America. I figured that out when I got out of corporate America. That was a healing process I had to go through. But where I'm at 6 years later now is I would never compromise my worth on that ever for the amount of money that I was making. And I all this just, decades of experience and wisdom. It's like now that I've been a mom for 30 some years, I can look back and say that I'm a seasoned mom. When I was raising a 1 year old, I didn't feel like a seasoned mom. It was, I was barely trying to figure out how to survive and keep them alive.
yeah.
So, all these years later, all of that experience comes with you. So that's what we use to build the business. And so you shouldn't compromise on that.
No.
And you should be making a lot of money and be very profitable because you wouldn't accept that if someone offered you lower in a job. So why would you accept that in your business? I mean, maybe that'll hit somebody today.
And like you mentioned, as a new mom, if you're a newer business owner,
Yeah.
even in the first 3 to 5 years of your business, because I find a lot of people in the first 3 to 5 years of their business don't get enough coaching around all the things
Yeah.
and how it all should flow together, and really all it takes to build a profitable, sustainable business. They dabble in some classes here and there, or
Yeah.
trainings here and there, or courses here and there, but they don't really get the whole big gamut. So in that first 3 to 5 years of their business, you feel like the 1 year old mom, right? And so
Hmm.
it's important that you seek mentors like us and like some of the other speakers that are going to be at the Business Reimagined conference in January that have been in business for 10, 20, or more
Oh,
years.
yeah. Some of the ladies that are going to be there have been in business for 30 years. Jill,
Yes.
right? She's been in
Yes.
business and doing PR since, I mean, look at some of her videos. She's so much younger
I
in her
know.
videos. So you've got a really great lineup of individuals to support every facet of business for
Yeah.
sure. So, I mean, who are you attracting? Who's the main demographic that should come to this event?
Well, because this is kind of a general conference, excuse me, we're going to have startup business owners. We're going to have medium-sized business owners who have been in around a little while and need to up level and
Yeah.
hone their skills on some things. And we're going to have some experienced business owners who know the power of in-person networking to collaborate with. They're going to come to collaborate with speakers and other experienced business owners. So it's really all about starting, growing, and scaling the business. So you're going to learn, if you're newer, you're going to learn some of the things you need to be aware of for the next couple of years in your business so that you don't go off on a tangent,
Mm.
squirreling into some areas you may not need to spend money or time in. So I think that's important. And it's going to be very experiential. We have some great panels, but we also have some exercises that we do in amongst the speakers. On top of the speakers are all workshop style. So everybody's going to have like things that you're working on over the 2 days of the general conference. And then don't forget, there's a third day mastermind with me. And that's where we're going to put it all together for you into like, here's your spreadsheet of the things you need to focus on in the next 18 months. Don't do anything else, because you just stay here, you'll build and get to your goals. Like, right? It's just sometimes we get so distracted. Like with AI, yes, AI can help you a lot, but so many people are going down that rabbit hole of learning everything they can possibly learn and just taking course after course about AIs. Are you kidding
Mhm.
me? You're not even doing the thing that you're learning. Just stop it, right? And go talk to more people that want to buy your stuff. Learn how to really sell them
Yeah.
into the right thing and marketing and sales. I mean, AI is going to help us, don't get me wrong, but it's taking over right now. And I think it's a mistake to focus too much on it. A little bit, yes, to help you, but that's just my thought on it.
Well, keep the heat in your business, keep the person in your business, keep the heart in your business. I think that's the important thing when it comes to AI. And I'm excited about the conference because of the lineup that you have of the speakers that are going to be teaching. And I know the subjects that they bring to the actual conference. And I'm always excited to meet new people. Every time I go, you meet someone new. And I'm excited to meet someone new that I've never met before because I just never know why our paths cross. And I'm always excited and kind of very curious to see why they're in my life for a reason in a season,
Yeah.
and what that
That's
brings for me or for them or for, someone else that we're connected to.
well, I just started some local advertising. So we should be getting droves of people in soon. And just to let you guys know, if you're watching, that the rates for tickets are going to go up on December 1st and then up again
Okay.
on January 1st. So now's the best time to grab your ticket. Just decide to come. It's the last week in January. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can totally get here. It's worth flying in for. I'm telling you, if you're flying Southwest or whatever, it's totally affordable.
Yeah,
There's
it's cheap.
affordable hotels nearby the conference room. It's gonna really knock your socks off and set you up for a really great year if you can get here. So I highly encourage you guys to go. If you go to businessreimaginedconference.com, you can get tickets today. But don't wait because you'll pay more. And I like to help you save. So the more money you pay, the more I can, I guess, the more food and wine I can buy you at the networking reception. But come on, like, I want you to come and enjoy yourself. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good networking. You might even find clients. I find clients when I go to events like this. Even as an
Yeah.
attendee, I get clients. So be in the mindset of presenting yourself and positioning yourself as the expert you are. Don't come in sweats and t-shirts thinking I'm just here to learn. Like, no offense to the sweats and t-shirts people, like, but position yourself and come as an expert, because then you will be looked at that like that
Mhm.
and learn and connect. So I'm excited you're coming again. It's going to be fun, and there's no snow here in Northern California, so you can get away from snow if you're in snow. If you're in lovely places like Arizona, yeah, you might experience a little rain. But
The weather's beautiful there. I loved it. It was great. Yeah.
I think it's good, especially if you have hot flashes. It's all
Yeah.
good. All right, Colleen. Well, thanks for being here today.
Bye,
And
everyone.
we'll see you in the end of January, if not before. And have a great day, everyone.